So one of the things I loved about the show is that it shows that even if you have a power, it might not be as necessarily awesome as you think it would be. So if you could pick any of the powers depicted in the show, even knowing the drawbacks, like accidentally giving your dad an orgasm or getting your butt stuck in a wall, which one would you choose?
Which one would we choose?
I think the helium one would be quite handy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because you just blow up balloons whenever you wanted.
What? That's the thing that you're always
Out of all the powers, when you've ever got a helium balloon you need blowing up.
Right, his voice always sounds like that.
Yeah. So I'm going to take that one back. I'm gonna start again.
I think teleporting, there's a character who teleports.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah,
I don't want to give too much away, but there's a character who's able to teleport, and I think that would be very useful because I'm quite bad at leaving the house. I'm quite late often because I can't. I'm like, I leave the house. I forgot my shoes, so I go back and put them on. So I just be able to teleport out of there would be great with shoes on.
Yeah, I think teleporting would probably be the coolest. Also, anybody else have a thought?
I think shape-shifting. I would like shape-shifting, but if I was to be really specific, I wouldn't just like to shape-shift into a cat. I'd like to shape-shift into other animals as well, specifically aquatic animals like dolphins, sharks. So I'd like to be able to shape-shift...
Dolphins and sharks. If you had to choose, what would it be?
Dolphins, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You've got. I feel like you've got dolphin energy as well.
Do you know?
Yeah, I do see that.
You're not a shark. You're a dolphin.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Dolphin, gorgeous dolphins.
Speaking of the shape-shifting, Luke, tell me this was a real cat. And was it a real cat on the show?
Yes, a real cat, name Annie. Occupation, my rival. There was a time when my dressing room had a sign that said Jizzlord the human, and I spent ages trying to work out where Jizzlord the cat's dressing room was. Turns out it was a small box. So I won that round. But also the cat got a little massage every day.
Yeah, she got a massage every time she would go on set. Luke did not.
So how did you prepare to play a cat?
The thing is that like, because the cat, I never actually, obviously I'm not portraying the cat, but I'm someone who transforms out from being a cat. Right. Although a lot of people I've spoken to about it, all of them just think that I'm in like a fur suit. No matter how many times I explain, like oh no, I'm a cat who turns into a man, they think I've been walking around going like meow, 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 meow. That's my impression, and that's why I didn't get the role. That went to Annie. But come on, pay attention. To play like. It's an interesting role to play because he arrives in this environment and he doesn't know anything about what he's doing and he's like completely lost, right? And even physically, he's not even really used to his body yet. And that kind of corresponded to how I felt suddenly being on this set of this amazing show. For all of us, this is like our first big role. And I kind of felt a bit like, oh my God, like where the hell am I? What am I doing? Like all of you guys had to pretend it was totally normal. Whereas at least for me, as an actor, I felt quite disorientated. So in many ways, the perfect preparation was just not knowing what I was doing.
And since it was all of you, I guess, your first leading role, what attracted you to the project? What made you want to be a part of it?
I mean, immediately the writing of it is just like so brilliant, and it feels quite like unique in that I think it's like the humour of it is quite current, like it's quite like our age group, very like current, but somehow Emma has written it that like I feel like it's gonna be relatable for loads of different age groups, whether you've been through this period of your life or whether it's like ahead for you. And I mean, the characters are so funny. The first scene that I read was the interview scene at the very start, and I was just like, this is absolutely hilarious. Like the idea that this girl just has to like, she can't help but be completely honest, and everything just completely blurts out, and it's kind of unapologetically honest. And not sugar coated. Yeah.
So what about the rest of you, Sofia? What drew you to it?
I think very similar. Like it felt very fresh and different, and as soon as I read the scripts, I was kind of like laughing out loud, and I just felt very excited when I read the scripts and the world that Emma has created. It just felt something. Yeah, it felt like something I really wanted to be part of, and it felt very original and different. And I think she's got such a unique voice, and the way she writes is so specific. It felt like a kind of golden opportunity to be part of something like that.
I mean, something I really love about it is that it feels like it's this absurd world where people have these like crazy powers, but also those powers often end up being like a reflection of that character's like own insecurities about themselves or their own like struggles in their own life, as of course it would be. Yeah. So on one hand, it's like quite magical, but also like it's so real and like rooted in like the very mundane world, and I find that like really something really beautiful about the show. Like your character, for example, you know, he's always wants everything to be perfect, so he keeps on trying to go back time and make things work. But that ends up, of course, being like his downfall, really. You know. Yeah.
So what was each of your favorite episodes?
Ooh.
Do we all have the same favourite episode?
To shoot or to watch?
To shoot, I guess.
Oh, okay, then that might be different. Yeah.
Which is the one with the strip club?
That's 4.
Yeah.
4. I would say... but then I love the school as well.
Yeah, I love
the school.
The school was fun.
The school was really fun.
Well, I was only there for one. I was there for one scene at the beginning. That was actually highly embarrassing when we fell in front of.
Oh yes.
They fell over. Bilal had to catch Fia.
Yeah.
There's
the opening scene in episode 5 is Carrie's having like a fantasy daydream about like her giving this amazing speech as a returning alumna to her secondary school, and Kash comes in and is like praises her sort of elocution and her rhetoric, and then like twists her around and like gives her a kiss, basically bends her down and gives her a kiss. And we rehearsed it in front of the 50 supporting artists that were supposed to be watching this speech. And we literally just fell on top of each other and onto the floor in front of all these people that we've never met before.
Didn't you see as well that there was just like, there wasn't a like, and it was a gasp.
Yeah,
there was a gasp.
None of them it wasn't fun, even though we were completely fine. We were like, it's fine, guys. They all went,
everyone was so worried.
God.
And it was embarrassing. So everyone was like, are they okay? So we were like, oh no.
Oh, God.
Couldn't laugh it off.
My favourite episode.
Okay, well, I really appreciate you guys taking a few minutes to talk with me.
Thank you.
Thanks
so much, Abby. Bye.
Take care.
Bye, Abby.